Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. So obviously I haven't shared with you fragrances that I was planning to wear for fall or fragrances that I recommended because I was gone from YouTube. But now that it's the end of the fall season, I want to share with you what I actually wore. Fragrances that I reached for the most during this fall. And let's start with this one. It's season after season that I start reaching for this fragrance as soon as the weather cools down. I love this scent. This is, of course, the only one from Dolce & Gabbana. There is something so addictive about this scent for me. Every time that I wear it, I want to wear it again and again and again. And I really have to force myself to stop wearing it. I don't know why, but this always happens with this scent, If I don't wear it for a while, that's okay. But as soon as I do, I have to wear it again. So as soon as it cooled down, I started wearing it again. Now, this is a coffee scent. It's coffee, caramel, vanilla. It just smells like a Starbucks drink. I've said that many times before and I stand by that. It smells like a delicious Starbucks drink. And I love this scent. I never wear it really during warm weather, but as soon as it starts cooling down, I start reaching for this and I have a hard time stopping. Another one that I've worn a lot this fall is Bitter Peach from Tom Ford. I love this scent. I know many people didn't, and I didn't think I was going to because it's peach, and I'm not a huge fan of peach, but this one totally surprised me. I love it. I enjoy it every time that I wear it. Yes, of course it is fruity. It has very prominent peach note in it. I'm not sure if there are any other fruits. It's very possible. I think there is a blood orange, if I remember correctly, because it does have that kind of meaty, juicy, citrusy addition to this peach. It is definitely a woody scent. It is kind of a little bit ambery. It is a little bit spicy. I think there are a number of spices in here, but oh, and of course there is, let's not forget the other very prominent note of patchouli. So really it's this kind of blood orange together with peach, together with patchouli. These are probably the most prominent notes for me, and the combination is beautiful, beautiful. Patchouli is earthy in here, so it's only for those of you that enjoy this type of patchouli. I happen to be a big fan, so for me this scent works. It's but actually for sure my absolute favorite peach scent, and I really, really enjoy it. Yes, I am still loving LaBelle. This is LaBelle Le Parfum, which probably I've worn a little bit more than the original during this fall, and I love it. Every time I'm not sure what to wear, or I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for the day or where I'm gonna go, I very often reach for this one because to me, this is kind of a universal scent. It's a scent that suits any occasion and pretty much any weather, to be honest. Again, this has pear, although to me, it smells more like some kind of red berries. It has vanilla, it has tonka, so it is deeper, darker than the original LaBelle. I even get some hints of kind of chocolate in here. That's how tonka feels to me in this one. Gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's a scent that I enjoy every single time that I wear it, and I have definitely been pulling for it a lot during this fall. This is the scent that I gravitate towards on kind of these cooler nights. Either I'm sitting at home or before I go to bed, I really tend to reach for this scent. This is Vanille from Frank Buckley. This is a scent that is sort of reminiscent of Serge of Lyra. It has that kind of citrusy, some kind of pie or baked good vibe. In this one, I think it's grapefruit. That's the prominent citrus in here. So it adds a bit of tartness to this, but it is still quite sweet and it has that bakery vibe, and I just really especially enjoyed kind of when I'm getting, sort of cozy and comfortable in the evenings. This is the scent that I've reached for a lot. Next, I have Hidden Accords from Unki Luxury. This scent is definitely not unique. This is quite similar to 100 Silent Ways from Nishane. It is also this beautiful combination of white florals and vanilla. I can't remember the exact notes, but really it smells very similar to that. I would say the biggest difference is that this one feels lighter. 100 Silent Ways is definitely denser. This one is lighter and perhaps a touch less sweet, but the overall vibe is very similar, and I enjoy 100 Silent Ways. I enjoyed this one. For some reason during this fall, I've been reaching for this one a little bit more, so that's why I included it here. I've also been a long time fan of coffee scents, and my coffee scent of choice for this fall has been Coffee Addict by Theodoros Kalatinis. What a gorgeous coffee scent. I love it. I just absolutely love it. I love it. I think it's one of the most beautiful coffee scents and most mass appealing coffee scents, I think, because coffee note is not too strong in it and it's beautifully balanced by these sweet notes. I don't know what's in here, caramel, vanilla, maybe something else, but it definitely feels like a really sweet coffee. Like we've added a lot of sugar or caramel to it, That's how it feels. So it's definitely not burnt coffee. It's just beautiful, well-rounded scent with really good performance. And I have been reaching for this scent a lot. Next, we kind of have, a classic, I think, by this point, or at least a classic to me. This is Angel Share by Kilian. This has been kind of my boozy scent of the fall. I've reached for this one a lot. So obviously this scent is boozy, it is warm, it is spicy, it is woody. It is absolutely delicious. I mean, it has cognac and it has cinnamon, and of course it has oak and a few other notes, and there's something so warm and so comforting about it, but at the same time something a bit refreshing about it as well. It's just beautiful. It's really beautiful. I think it's one of the best boozy scents out there. It deserved all the hype that it got originally. Obviously, not as much these days, although I know there's still a lot of fans of this scent, and I happen to be one of them. This fall, we've kind of had sort of a decent weather for Canada. I think for many weeks, usually it gets really cold really fast, but this fall has not been that bad. So we've had quite a bit of kind of warm fall weather, and during this warm weather I have really loved this scent. This is Imperium by Electimus. I've worn it in the summer a lot, and I've continued to wear it during warm weather this fall. I love this scent. To me it is completely unisex, although I note that to some it leans a bit more masculine. I happen to think that it's unisex, and this is a scent. This is kind of a combination of two Nishane fragrances to me. This is Ani with that beautiful creamy smooth vanilla, and combined with Hachivat, which has that fresh pineapple in it. So if you combine the two, you get Imperium. In my mind, in my opinion, this is a stunning combination. I love those two Nishane fragrances individually, and when you put them together, I think even more magic happens. And This is great. This is absolutely beautiful. I've worn it. Actually, my husband has worn it a lot as well. And I think it smells great on both of us. And I just love it. And I've reached for it so much more, to be honest, than I thought I would when I first purchased it. This was a blind buy for me. And obviously, I was hoping I was going to love it, which I loved it as soon as I tried it. But I think it still surprised me just how much I loved it and how much I continued to reach for it ever since I got it. Now, on the opposite end of things, when it was cold and chilly outside, I've really started craving some gourmands because, I don't wear a lot of gourmands in the summer. So as soon as it gets cold, I really want to reach for my gourmands. And of course, what could be better? Is there any better gourmand than Italica? Yes, this is the one that I've really been craving. This is the one that I have been reaching for a lot during fall. And it's stunning. It's so beautiful. It's this gorgeous, delicious almond cookie with a glass of milk. It's sweet, it's delicious, it's unique. It's so recognizable, I mention my husband sometimes in my videos, maybe too often. But he, I can't say he really he's into fragrances like I am, but he's not opposed to testing fragrances with me, etc. And when my collection was small, he could easily tell what I'm wearing anytime that I put on a fragrance. Now that I have so many, most of the time he's like, yeah, what are you wearing? Sometimes he says it smells familiar. Sometimes he says, yeah, I really don't know what this is. But it's much tougher for him now to recognize what I'm wearing. This scent, however, he always recognizes, always. Whenever I wear Italica, he knows it right away. I understand why it is such a recognizable scent. It is unique. So I love it. I recommend it. I know it's not for everyone, but you gotta at least sample it. And the last fragrance that I have reached for this fall is a new one in my collection. I'm not sure if I shared it in the haul already, or I will sometime soon, but this is Iara from Dusita. This has been on my wish list for ages, really, for ages. This is the type of fragrance where originally when I looked at the notes, I paid no attention to it because I thought, notes are weird. This is not for me. I'm definitely not interested. Then, when more people started talking about it and really loving it, I thought, okay, well, I'm curious. How can it be this good based on these notes? And I ordered a sample. And when I tried the sample, I really understood what they were talking about. This is a really interesting and different type of scent. I don't even know how to describe it really. I know it has some woody notes in here. There is moss or vetiver in here, something like that. There is is there tonka in here? For some reason, I think there is tonka. I don't know for sure. There is tobacco. There is sage. And when you look at those notes, you think, this cannot smell good. These just seem kind of random. I don't know. To me, they seem random and very hard to imagine how they will go together. But really, oh my God, they go together in this amazing way. It's a little smoky, a little powdery, a little woody. It has something, I don't know, that I have a hard time describing, almost like there is a little bit of iris vibe in it. I don't know. I really don't know how to describe it. I think this is one of those fragrances that you really need to sample. And I think you're either really gonna love it or really gonna hate it, I fell in love with this scent. And this is a very expensive scent. I've waited until I could find it for a better price. I got lucky and was able to get my hands on a tester on Fragrance Buy when they first came out for a really good price for this fragrance. And I'm thrilled. Ever since I got it, I have been wearing it a ton and I love it. Now, this scent is not a beast, if that's what you're looking for. It has very decent longevity, but it doesn't have a huge projection, in my opinion. It's sort of more of a scent that creates this little bubble around you, this little scent bubble where you really smell it, you really enjoy it, but for someone else to smell it, they have to kind of stand relatively close to you. But I don't mind that. I think that's kind of the vibe of this scent. This scent is not made to be a beast, in my opinion. Anyways, enough about it. It's a gorgeous scent. I recommend that you test it. Don't blind buy it, but if you have an opportunity to test it and to try something really different and really unique, in my opinion, I would definitely go for this one. So these are the fragrances that I reached for the most during this fall. Of course, I've worn others, but you could find these most often in my rotation. Please let me know what have been your most used fragrances during the fall season. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and of course, comment. And I will see you soon in the next video. Bye.